What are the new kind of skills that we need to develop? Who are leading efforts in this space? And what could be some of the curricular shifts that you are actually witnessing that we need to know about right now?
Yeah, thank you. And I think academia has come a long way. If you think about it, the pandemic was a wake-up call for many higher education institutions that moved from one day to the other, from analog to digital. And some of this has stayed with us on the academic side, where new forms of learning and teaching now are part of the infrastructure. I think the main three trends I see in academia are the following. Number one, personalized training, and academic institutions like universities have to ask themselves, are we better than what we can find on the open market? We have students that just come for the exams and don't come for the experience anymore, because they are personalized learning experiences where in the language you prefer, or at the time you prefer, or in the style you prefer, you get taught on skills you need to learn in order to pass an exam, in order to enter the job market. So personalized learning experience is something that we're looking at very closely, and here, to give you a very concrete example, we have a project at the University of Birmingham that looks at how can we train social workers and give them a sense for how their real life is like. And we have a colleague who developed a VR experience where you can join a social worker in the day of a social worker to see how it's like to interact with the community, how it at least sounds and looks like, not how it feels like, but you get some impression more than from a textbook. So personalized learning experiences. The second one is really experiments, things that you try to do on a blank sheet of paper, but where VR gives you an opportunity to try out and simulate certain kind of realities. And to give you an example here, I'm working on a crisis room simulation where you have to talk a president out of war, you have 7 minutes time for that, and every time you play this, the future might change. And this is something we could do in a role game, but you train a very different muscle when you do this in a virtual environment. You might go to more extreme. You might start insulting the president more than you would do in a real-world simulation. So I think on the simulation side, that's really interesting. And thirdly is really scale. We have opportunities in virtual spaces to train ourselves in environments that are very costly, where the material or the training experience is very costly. Also, to give you an example from the University of Birmingham, where we have a colleague that developed a VR experience for the clean room, where you work with material that needs special attention. So where you put the gloves